Good morning, folks. Welcome to Junior and Junior. It is Thursday, June 29th, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. We got a partly cloudy sky here in Superior, Wisconsin. Just under 70 degrees here. We got an air quality alert going on. No, folks. This show is pre-recorded. It's actually 11:02 p.m. right now, Wednesday night. Um, but I had you. I had you. You guys will be seeing this at 8:30 tomorrow morning, though. So hey, it's us. A show a little bit different this week, though, Dale. Well, pre-recorded for one.
Yeah,
No album review. So things a little bit different. Still talking baseball. Still got a question thought of the week.
yeah,
Uh,
and maybe if this format works out good, maybe if we're super busy, like if you're busy one week or if I'm busy one week, we can sit down, do this at night, pre-record it, get it all ready, and then we're off and running. Don't gotta worry about it. We can focus on crank it up or any of our other tasks that we have.
yeah. I think one more thing I got to do in this intro that I did not do. I'm Jared Running Jr. As always, joined by my co-host.
Dale Summerfield Jr.
Yeah, I just completely skipped over that. They would have been like, who are these folks? They can't read the little thing at the bottom, so they've been like, who are these guys? No, that's Dale. I'm Jared. Let's get going here, talking a little bit MLB. You know how it be. We're going to kick here off with the Phillies. Last time we talked, I believe we were talking about the closer in the Brave series, but we don't need to talk about that. That game happened, but we aren't going to talk about the Phillies lost 5-1. But then they had to take on the Mets, and they had not won a series against the Mets since September of 2021. Well, it started off good. They won the first game 5-1, lost the second game 2-4, setting up a deciding Sunday matchup with the Mets. Win your first series against the Mets since 2021, and they did it. They won it 7-6. The Mets bullpen absolutely imploded, and things went well. And like that, the Phillies, for the first time in what seems like forever, won a series against the Mets. Things you love to see. The last two days they've been taking on the Cubs. They're gonna close that series out later today for you guys, and 8:05 p.m. Eastern time starts, so 7:05 here in the Central. But the first game, a 5-1 Phillies victory, and then the Phillies just about an hour ago concluded the second game. They've won the series officially now, an 8-5. They'll look for the sweep tomorrow. Yeah, guys, let me know. Let past Jared know. Are we feeling good? Are we feeling bad? I don't know. I guess I'll find out when I watch the game, but I'm not gonna know at 8:30. Nor are you guys gonna know. So Dale, how about the Brewers? How about the Brewers? What have they
Yeah,
been up to?
Brewers are 6-4 in their last 10. They ended up last time we talked. They weren't playing so good. They were on a 5-game losing streak. They ended up sweeping the Pittsburgh Pirates, which helped kind of boost them to first place, but not for long, as they would lose the first game to Arizona 9-1, and then take the second game out of that 3-game series 7-5, and then end up losing 5-1. But it didn't stop there. They then traveled to Cleveland. Oh no, I lied. Never mind. We already covered the Arizona games last week. Never mind. And my mind is getting way too ahead of myself here.
Yeah, I was thinking. I was like, I thought we were going to Cleveland when we talked last time.
Yeah, they're going to Cleveland. Okay,
Yep.
here we go. They took 2 out of 3 from Cleveland, winning the first and the last game of the series 7-1 and 5-4. They lost the middle game 4-2. Then they traveled to New York, where they also are facing the Mets. Let's just say this series has been a fantastic one. As they won 2-1, they did lose the second game 7-2, and they beat the Mets just about an hour or so ago. That final was 5-2. So they look to take 3 out of 4 from the Mets tomorrow, and that game starts at 18:10 military time or 6:10 Central Time or 7:10 for those people on the East Coast. Then they will travel to Pittsburgh on Friday to take on the Pirates. That game starts at 6:05. So looking forward to that. They are about a half game out against the red hot Cincinnati Reds. So thank or yeah, for the Cincinnati Reds, and we have to face them before the home run derby and the All Star break. So I'm kind of a little bit worried there, but no, overall, I'm very ecstatic. There's one guy I'd like to shout out. His name's Christian Yelich. Dude's been hitting lights out recently, and I don't want to say he's back just yet, but he's been seeing the ball really well. So keep it up, Yelich.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the Brewers corner tomorrow. Common Metzel, love to see those. Yeah, let's talk about the Twins here quick, and then we can move on. Last time we spoke, I believe the Twins were concluding a 4-game with the Red Sox, looking to salvage a split. They did exactly that. They got a 6-0 win in the series closer to split that 4-gamer with the Sox. They then headed to Detroit to take on the Tigers for 3 games over the weekend before heading to Atlanta. Friday in Detroit, it was a 4-1 victory. Yay, Twins, you won back-to-back games. Well, you actually won 3 straight games because you had to win back-to-back to split with the Red Sox. Yay. Congratulations. They then lost Saturday 2-4. Or 2-3, I mean. But they still got a chance. They can still win the series. Hey, they can win the closer. They can win the closer. But they did exactly that. They won 6-3. No, we can talk about the Braves series. We can.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I don't know if Twins fans want to though. I'm just gonna first. Braves, hell of a baseball team. Hell of a ball club. One of the best in baseball this year. Nothing against the Twins. Game 1, 4-1 loss. Game 2, 6-2 loss. And the closer this afternoon was a 3-0 shutout loss. Yeah, Braves are just a hell of a ball club. The Twins are just going to have to look forward to this off day today. Today. Just put it easier for you guys. And then head to Baltimore and try and turn things around. It's... Sometimes the going gets rough. And you got to get rougher. The Twins, for the first time in a long time, we are not talking about a first place ball club. They are a half a game behind the Guardians, which puts them in 6th place in the Central. Or in the East. Disappointing. This has got to be the first time, maybe all season, we haven't been talking about a first place ball club for any of the 3 teams. Just disappointing. But it's not anybody's fault. It is the Twins' fault. They've just gotten really cold lately. One of the worst teams in baseball, it feels like, in the last few months here. And, finally the Guardians caught up to them. Not a fun week to talk about baseball. I mean, good, kind of good. I mean, not a good week for the Twins, but winning-wise, good for the other teams.
We have some breaking news, Jared.
Yes?
Domingo Germán has just thrown a perfect game for the New York Yankees.
Yeah, and then you guys would have seen that last night. Domingo Germán threw that perfect game against the A's.
Yeah.
We did have to keep an eye on that because if it happened, we did have to talk about it.
And here's for everybody. I recommend you start your starting pitcher before you benching him because he got me 50 points here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for getting negative 17 last week, Domingo. I appreciate that.
I know. I should have benched Joe Ryan's ass. I'm going to do it next week and then he's going to throw a perfect game. Yeah, I mean, how crazy that was last night, that perfect game Domingo Germán throws. I mean,
it's the third one that has ever, I think, the third one that's been thrown at the Coliseum.
Yeah, well,
Might be
um,
the last one.
yeah, very well could be the Coliseum coming to a sad, sad end here in the very near future.
And his
I
is
mean,
the first one since 2012 too. So that's pretty.
yeah, that's what I was trying to drag the baseball segment out here for. See if the
Yeah.
news had to come through.
Yep. I actually turned it on. It was a ground ball to, I believe, the Donaldson, our least favorite player.
Makes all this 26 million or all this money he spends it on baseball cards, Dale. Guys, if you don't know the Josh Donaldson Chronicles, head over to my Instagram, Dogs Maniac. Check it out. I believe I have all of the videos on the post from when we went and seen the Twins play the Yankees. Um, yeah, not a Josh Donaldson show. Do we keep the show moving?
Yeah.
Thought of
Keep
the
it
week.
moving.
Introduce the thought of the week. We'll head to an ad break.
Yep. So this week's junior thought of the week is: should Pete Rose or should Joe end? Should I say end? Shoeless Joe Jackson be in the MLB Hall of Fame? Should the commissioner take a review of their I don't know if you'd say crimes or if you'd say misconduct or what word you'd use, but should Manfred or the next commissioner take a look at this and reverse the ban?
Yeah. When we come back from the ad break, we will tell you our thoughts. Be right back here. Stay with us. Dogs Maniac Entertainment, folks. Head over to tpublic.com/UMB Blogs Maniac to pick up the Phil's Nation collection. We are back here, folks. Dogs Maniac Entertainment. Dale, you introduced the thought of the week to us right before that ad break.
Mm-hmm.
Should Pete Rose, should Shoeless Joe Jackson be in the Hall of Fame? Should a commissioner overturn their bans? I think the answer to this is simple. Yes.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
1000% agree. And I mean, we see it today. Like gambling now is becoming a legalized thing. Or le Gambling of sports, I believe, is becoming legalized. I think in all 50 states. I think it's going to become like a federal law in a couple of years, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But no,
Little little scummy. He helped a team or helped some gamblers bet on his team, but you know,
and I
Shoeless
and
Joe
I
Jackson was an illiterate idiot, if we want to be truthful. So
yeah, yeah, and like I know you could say stuff about, yeah, maybe Pete Rose doesn't get it, but you at least have to give it to Shoeless Joe. That dude hit, what was it, 7 home runs. He had a 319 average in that World Series. Didn't miss a game. I don't think got an error in any of those games, and you consider him betting on or throwing the series? No. If you
yeah,
look at his stat line from that series, that is one of the most phenomenal stat lines you'll ever see in a World Series.
they win. He's MVP of that series, no doubt.
Yeah, yeah,
Hall of Famer in
yeah.
my book. I mean, it's a shame. It's a shame that there is that asterisk that did have to cause him to be banned from the game of baseball forever in the Hall of Fame.
Hmm.
But I think the time has come to overturn that decision. At the time, was it probably the right call to give all 8 men a ban from the Hall of Fame from the game of baseball? Yes, I mean what they did was a dirty act to throw the World Series. But the time has come. 100 years have passed.
Hmm.
Let the decision be made on if those players should be in the Hall of Fame. And I think Shoeless Joe's a Hall of Famer. Uh,
Oh
Pete
yeah, no.
Rose, Pete Rose has a lot of issues. His gambling is arguably the least of them.
Hmm.
But if we're talking, he bet on his own team, and that's a little risky. And
Hmm.
I don't mean, risky on losing money. I mean risky on you make some stupid decisions. You might pitch a pitcher that's arm needs an extra day of rest, and but you might tell him, get your ass out there, you're pitching. And
Yeah.
maybe that affects a player's health, and you don't want that. Um, but Pete Rose is such a character. He's hard not to like, despite
Hmm.
all of his terrible, terrible flaws. And I really want him in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, I do too. I mean, Charlie Hustle, the all-time hits leader, like broke numerous records, got close to DiMaggio's hit streak. Like, if he is not banned, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer for sure.
All right.
It was kept short and sweet.
Yeah, short and sweet. Short. There you go. You say your catchphrase because you will not get to say it in the next segment. Yeah, so here we go, Dale. Next segment, usually album review closes us out on the show, but not today, not this week. This week we talked about it on the I teased it on the Instagram a little bit. Junior and Junior does the Eras tour, Taylor Swift the Eras tour. We have to review it.
Yeah.
Well, I have to review it. Um, all right. First question. I'm gonna get out this all the way because I think this is the question. I think this question everybody wants to know about it. Is it worth it? Uh, Expensive ass tickets. Is the show worth it? Well, as someone who has now attended the tour after night one in Minneapolis, short answer, yes. Yes. Long answer, yes. Because she's Taylor Swift, aka the music industry. It's an experience unlike anything you could expect. It's a night full of singing and partying with those around you because everyone in that building knows every lyric, every ad lib, every chant. It's Swifties in their best, in their worst light, gathering in one place. Crazy, obsessed with her. Mother is mothering. It's the best of Swifties. It's the worst that people hate out of Taylor Swift fans. Um, I'm one of them, so for me, it was the best. Just being in a packed building, 60,000 plus people, a sold out crowd, hanging on to every word she says, singing along to every song because when you're a crazy fan that's at a concert like this, you know every single song in that discography.
I believe that I read somewhere that that was the biggest show in US Bank history, I believe.
That does not surprise me one bit.
Yeah.
That does
The
not
two nights, I
surprise me.
believe I read on the Star Tribune that that was the biggest two-night show or even the biggest like venue in US Bank history. Bigger than the Super Bowl even.
Yeah, yeah, I suppose. Yeah, well, hey, I wouldn't be surprised. Uh, it it was a packed building. It was a ruckus building. Um, you could tell everyone was excited to be there, excited to take a tour with Taylor Swift. Um,
Did, did you get any food or drinks or were you like I ain't walking at all? Like I'm
I
staying.
got I got merch. I got this shirt I'm wearing here.
Hmm.
Because I had the VIP. I got in early, 3:30. I got in the merch line right away. I got this shirt. I got a sweatshirt that I don't feel like grabbing. Um, so I got that stuff, and then I kind of stood at a charger for a bit, charged my phone, and watched when the doors opened to everyone else, and all the girls running in the doors, going nuts, running to the merch lines. It was amazing to watch that because, I knew it was gonna be crazy. I did not know that it'd be that crazy. Um, but then yeah, after a while, I charged my phone. I tried to make my way to my seat, and that building was packed. It was impossible to walk. I got down there, and then the only really like food purchase I made was I got a water before Taylor's set because I knew I've lost a lot of water sweating and
Hmm.
spit and stuff today. So Yeah. But no, I mean, it's nice being on the floor because you have the floor vending and everything. You know, it's easy to get stuff. But yeah, it's a. I mean, it wasn't a bad experience. Trying to get merchandise, trying to get food, drink, stuff like that. Because it's crazy. There's a lot of people,
Mhm.
but they do their best to keep the lines moving. You know, it was the same thing with like Motley Crue. Being on the floor, it's really easy. Getting through those floor lines because they have like five people there, and they keep it moving. So that wasn't a worry. The next thing I was going to go into was the openers. Talk about them a little bit, hype them up a little bit, pump their tires. Because I mean, I don't know if they're good in other cities. I can't speak for that. Were my openers good? Yeah, but I also love Gracie Abrams. I love Girl in Red, so of course they were good. I like them. My only complaint would be that Gracie could have had a slightly longer set. It felt like. And hell, why not give Girl in Red a longer set if you'd like to? Because she's great. Are the other openers good? I don't know. Owen opened night 2 in Minneapolis. Girl in Red. I've never heard Owen, so I can't give you a verdict if he's a good opener or not. Girl in Red, she was pretty good again night 2 because Girl in Red's amazing. I love Marie. She's amazing. Yeah. Then we can move into the actual Taylor Swift section. This is gonna take forever. And Dale, do not be afraid to jump in with any questions. You're all good. Set list. Did it accomplish what it needs to? I love the set list. I thought she did a great job of trying to fit 17 years into a 3-hour set. I believe she did about 242, I think I seen was what total song time would be, which gets over to 3 hours easily with, speeches and outfit changes and, all that. Setting up the stage from era to era. She kicked off with the Lover era. Starting off with Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince. That's got the "It's been a long time coming" now. So obviously you gotta do that. And then the Cruel Summer mashup to kick it off. It's a nice way of getting two amazing songs on the set list. We'll save in a little time. You mix it up. Then you hype the crowd up with the Man, Chef Kiss, telling him, "Minneapolis, you make me feel so powerful. You make me feel like I'm the man." Yep. The Lover era is just as a whole amazing. It's just a bang bang era. It's one of her best albums. But that's not saying much because I love all of her albums. I mean, you had Lover, you had The Archer, you had You Need to Calm Down. I mean, the Lover era is amazing. I will not throw up any pictures of that, but I will throw up some pictures here in a little bit. Fearless era. The title track had to be there. You Belong With Me, Love Story. It was a short, but the hits hit, and that's what had to be there. It's a difficult choice when you have to keep an era short. But she hit what needed to be there. You Belong With Me, Love Story had to be there. Fearless is a good choice. If you're doing three tracks, pick the title track, pick the two biggest hits, move on. Evermore. Evermore is an amazing era live. I mean,
How many
we
errors did
haven't.
she do?
What?
How many errors did she do?
9?
Holy man, in
Because
three
she has
hours?
10 albums and she didn't do debut.
Ah, dang. See, I would have enjoyed that one if
Yeah, debut's hard though. She's kind of saving those for surprise songs, I think.
yeah.
Um, yeah, well, I'm not gonna complain about the order, but 9 eras, and we're only here on era 3. Evermore, it's an amazing era live. We haven't heard any of the Evermore stuff in like a big concert like this. Obviously, Evermore and Folklore, its sister album that we'll talk about later, came out in 2020 during the pandemic, and we'll get into that a little bit more. For this next era, that after Evermore, that was her last era before everything got shut down, because obviously I was supposed to tour Lover, but didn't get to do that because came out, COVID hits. But Evermore, you got Kiss the Damn Season, Willow, Marjorie, which I'm going to throw something up here quick for you guys for Marjorie. I'm sorry that it's not turned the right way, but here we go quick. We'll cut it over here. This is the crowd for Marjorie. Yeah, folks. Just, wow. Phones in the air, waving them back and forth. For what's an emotional song for Taylor, what I think the fan base kind of considers an emotional song a little bit, because what Taylor feels, the fan base kind of feels. So nice little show there of solidarity from the crowd. I love the little things we do. To the chants I was talking about. Just the little things you do to stay in it with her. And then we had Champagne Problems and Tolerate It from the Evermore era. Champagne Problems, one of my favorite Taylor Swift songs. Amazing to hear live. And then we move on to Reputation era. Not my favorite album, but damn easily my favorite era. Rep is the best era. Reputation is just a killer aesthetic. And it's a throwback to the last time Taylor toured pre-pandemic. As I said, we're going to get into that a little bit. Reputation was the last tour she got to do before the pandemic hits. Lover comes out, supposed to tour it, and pandemic hits. What can you do? On the set list, we had Ready For It, perfect kickoff to the tour back then, perfect kickoff to the era now. Delicate, amazing song. Don't Blame Me, amazing song. Look What You Made Me Do. Chef Kiss, the old so-and-so can't come to the phone right now. Oh, why? Because they're dead. That was my caption. The old Jared couldn't come to the phone right now. Because, yeah, it's an amazing era. It's the perfect era. I just love the Rep era so much. The snake aesthetic, the petty feelings. The way this era, even now, it has the feeling of real fit Swifties understand and will always have Taylor's back through everything and anything. If Taylor says jump then fall, we'll say how high. I know that's a fearless era pun, but it just fit in here with the whole. Sometimes we go too far when we don't even make sense in our craziness anymore. Some people call it Clownelia Street. I get it. Cornelia Street. Yeah. Let's move on to Speak Now, the shortest era. Speak Now era is short for now, with just Enchanted on the set list. But I see that changing very soon with the release of Speak Now Taylor's version on July 7th, which cannot wait. That's going to be amazing. But Enchanted, that was all that's on the set list from Speak Now.
So then is that a new album then is she coming out with? Or is it a
re-release
of a previous
Yeah, she's
album?
re-releasing it, re-recording it, re-releasing it. So Speak Now, of course, came out originally in 2010. But now we got the re-recording coming out, which will make, I'm sure, every Swiftie that loves Speak Now feel good about listening to it again, because we know the money is going to Taylor, and, not feeling like we're giving money to the wrong people by listening to what is an amazing album, because Speak Now is one of her best albums. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to that. We're going to talk about that album on the show, Dale. We're going to talk about that album on a new show that's coming on Saturday. You guys don't have to wait long. We'll introduce that to you guys. We got a video that both of us will be a part of, along with Andrew, who longtime viewers will know. But then we'll move on to the next era, Dale, if you don't have any speaking out questions, because I want to answer
But
all your questions, if you got anything.
but I do. I guess I guess I do have one. So was there any like I don't know like was it controversial moment but like unique moment like was any did anybody get like thrown out? Was it like an exciting moment you saw that was kind of like an embarrassing type of moment for somebody, or was everybody like kind of sane?
No, everybody's pretty. Everyone's insane, but everybody's pretty safe in their craziness, if that
Because
makes
that's how I
sense.
felt with the Morgan Wall concept. There was a couple people that partied too much and they didn't even get a chance to go into the stadium, or they got thrown out early into the show.
Yeah, yeah. I get. Are people crazy? Yeah, but everybody is. It's 60,000 crazy people. You can't throw everybody out.
Hmm.
And it's a safe environment.
Yeah.
Crazy environment. Loves Taylor. Yes, but safe, accepting. It's the perfect environment because it's a crowd that loves the artist well, understanding you can't push it too far. You can't, uh, you know,
Hmm.
cause problems for other fans. And that's what I love about being a Swiftie. And some people can say what they want, and but I think there is members of the fan base that do have their problems. I'm not denying that. We'll talk about that a little later. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think that overall, I didn't notice anything. I thought that just in a warm, inviting environment, everyone having a ball of a time,
Hmm.
and I was having a ball of a time for this next era because it was Red. This is the best album. I know, casual take, but come on, don't boo me. You know I'm right. You got the hits to casuals like 22. We are never ever getting back together. I knew you were trouble. And then Taylor's best song by a mile, All Too Well, 10-minute version, Taylor's version from the vault. People, when I tell you that feeling of it yelling all too well for 10 minutes with your fellow Swifties, 60,000 Swifties in a building, all love that song. Everyone knows all 10 minutes of it. There is nothing like that feeling in the world. I'm not lying. It's beautiful. It's sad. It's every emotion tied up in one song. Everybody feels that song. Everybody hates. Well, we know who the song's about, so I'm not gonna worry about saying his name. Everybody hates Jake Gyllenhaal. Everybody is feeling every emotion in that song. I was the when she I was never good at telling jokes, but the punchline goes, "I get older, but your lovers stay my age." The entire crowd yelling it at her. Every line in that song that has an emotional tie to it, the crowd feeling it, feeling Taylor's emotions, and yelling along to that song with her because that's the crazy side of Swifties. They feel everything she feels, and if she feels wrong, they feel wronged. But yeah, Red is my favorite era. From an album perspective, just complete era, everything about it reps the best concert environment. But Red has the best album. They said Red children were spoiled. We were because it is the best album. You have to give it the most time. Then we move on to Folklore, which Folklore had the most songs. But it's a long era. But what are you gonna cut? Because it hasn't been toured, just like Evermore. And it's got a lot of good songs. Well, you know what? I'm gonna throw some pictures up for you guys right now. I think this is the time to do it. I think here we go. Let's throw some pictures up here on the screen. A picture of Taylor from the Fearless era. A picture of Taylor from the Red era. We'll throw that up when we talk about Folklore here and on 1989, so you guys can look at these pictures. They're covering up me and you, Dale. They can't see us anymore. But Folklore, you had the one, you had Betty, you had an underrated one that people said shouldn't even be on the set list. Fuck off. Last Great American Dynasty. That is one of Taylor's best songs. It has to be. August, Illicit Affairs, My Tears Ricochet, Cardigan, one of the best tunes. Cardigan is amazing. It's a long era, but like I said, what are you going to cut out? Every song on there has to be on there. It is a great era. The way she hasn't toured Folklore yet is what makes things so difficult, because the era she's toured already, the Reputations, the Speak Nows, the Reds, the Fearless, the 1989, it's easy to cut songs out because people have heard them before. But then when an album is on its first leg, it's like, everyone wants to hear that song. I kind of got to play it every night. And yeah, I feel for her. It's hard. It's hard. Then we move on to 1989. Honestly, probably the biggest hit era of the night. You got Style, you got Blank Space, you got Shake It Off, Wildest Dreams, Bad Blood. Not one non-hit in there. And I'm not talking I'm a Swiftie, this is a hit to me hits. No, I'm talking bona fide hits that even the most casual music fan has heard before, even if it was against their will. Everyone's heard Shake It Off. Everyone's heard Blank Space. That's just how it is. A ton of people, I'm sure, would say they've heard Bad Blood before. It's just 1989 is a hit era. You've heard it. It happens. It's a killer era. And then, guys, I'm going to take away the pictures here because we got to talk about the surprise songs. And this is going to be a fun time for me, Dale, because I love the surprise songs that I got. Oh my God, folks. Listen. I didn't know what to expect for surprise songs. And I know the overall feeling in the community coming out of this weekend, out of the shows in Minneapolis, is Night 2 is winning the whole entire tour with Dear John off of Speak Now and Daylight off of Lover. But in a pure personal note, I couldn't be happier with what I got. But before I talk about the Night 1 surprise songs, about my overall feelings, I first got to say this, guys. This is where I sound about crazy Swifties, the bad parts of the fan base. Taylor said before she played Dear John, which we don't know who that song's about. That could be about anybody. I don't know. Probably some loser that, probably some loser that's so vain he thinks the song's about him, and tried to write a response because he's a cocky prick that thinks so much of himself. But without saying the guy's name, essentially Taylor said, don't bully anybody when Speak Now, Taylor's version, comes out. Don't try and come to my defense for something that happened in a song I wrote, about when I was 19, a song that I wrote 14 million years ago. She said, don't bully people, essentially. And, we know what she's talking about. And I'm not going to say the guy's name, but this man is living just like he did then, is living for the possible spotlight. He wants us to go for his throat, Swifties, so he can flip the narrative around on Taylor just like he did then. And we never give gaslighting men what they want, Swifties. So do not listen to Mother. Mother is mothering. She's telling you what to do. Do not bully JM. Do not bully the man, because he wants it. And if you give him what he wants, he's going to do exactly what he did back then. And we do not want that. He's not going to turn this narrative around on Taylor again. Do not buy into what he wants, because he is a cocky, self-absorbed prick. And do not give him what he wants. Now, we can move on. We talk about my surprise songs. We talking about my surprise songs because you had the acoustic surprise song and Taylor giving her speech about Lover in its second life. Well, I, for the life of me, couldn't think of what possible song off Lover I would die to hear now. She already has played Death by a Thousand Cuts as a surprise song. That's not going to happen. She already played Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince. Oh, that's like Cruel Summer's already done. What's she going to play? I I don't know. Huh? Well, it made the memory of the night because has anyone ever heard this little song called Paper Rings? I know it's not very big, but I have. I have. And and like Taylor said, a lot of people have been requesting it for a surprise song. And I love it. I love it like it's the greatest piece of music to ever touch my ears because it maybe is my favorite song off of Lover. And the fact that it wasn't on the set list to start absolutely tore me apart inside. So when I say I went feral for the announcement of Paper Rings being the surprise song, I'm not lying. Like, I'm happy I didn't film it because I'd rather enjoy the song. And I enjoyed it and I screamed Paper Rings at her. But I am so disappointed that I don't have my reaction to play for you guys. Um, I went crazy. I was sitting down in my seat, Wayne, what's the surprise song gonna be? And when she said Paper Rings, I shot up like a cannon into the sky and absolutely started screeching. I literally probably went feral. I cannot remember it. It was like I blacked out. Yeah, and I enjoyed every second of that. And I didn't need to film it because I can go back and watch anybody's recording of that. It was about enjoying it through my eyes. And then we get, if this was a movie, Fearless TV, originally Speak Now, but I think we'd say Fearless TV now. That's a great song. It's not Paper Rings, but it's a great song. And then I should have done like a green screen thing here where I jump into the stage like Taylor does and swim. Well, I didn't do that. Anyway, swim. Then we're going to talk about Midnights. Time to say goodbye and close the night, guys, with the newest baby, Midnights. The newest little child in the Taylor Swift discography family. You got Lavender Haze, Anti-Hero, Midnight Rain, Vigilante shit, which... Taylor... Passed out. You guys see. If you guys have not seen the videos of her playing Vigilante shit, you don't know what I'm talking about. But if you have...
So, was there any song that you were disappointed that you didn't get a chance to hear?
See, okay, so that's tough. Because, it's hard to be disappointed because the ones that disappoint you were the ones that in the lead up you've seen be a surprise song because I didn't know the set list through and through. I knew All Too Well 10-minute version was on there. I knew I knew 20, I knew a lot of the Red era because I got that spoiled. And I'm happy with everything Red because I didn't really care what was on there from Red because Red is a top to bottom good album. But there's things that disappoint. I wish she would have gave Debut its own era. I wish she would have played Tim McGraw. I wish she would have played Our Song. I wish she would have gave Debut its own little dedicated section where she played songs every night. But I get why she couldn't. That's 17 years of music that you have to fit into a 3-hour set, and difficult decisions have to be made to get it done. And people have heard those songs for 17 years, so if anything is going to be left off the set list, it's going to be that original album. So yeah, disappointing, yeah, but I understand why. And I was happy with her decision to put an emphasized focus on the new stuff. We haven't gotten a tour with Lover. We haven't gotten an Evermore or a Folklore tour. Focus on those albums. Those albums need the focus. We hadn't gotten a Midnights, and to play Lavender Haze, to play Antihero, to play Midnight Rain, to play Vigilante Ship, Bejeweled, Mastermind, Karma. Overall you get a very healthy, a good chunk of Midnights there, and it deserves it. It deserves its time in its sun. It just came out. It's the newest album. As Taylor said, since we last seen each other, we've added 4 members to the family. And those 4 members had to get their time in the sun. Those were the ones you wanted to see. I could be like, see, this thing, I could whine that she didn't play a debut song for a surprise song. But 10 out of 10 times, if you tell me the option is Tim McGraw or Paper Rings, I'm going to go, well, Tim McGraw's been out forever. Paper Rings, we haven't seen that live. Give it to me. Let me be the, part of the first group to ever hear Paper Rings, in a giant stadium tour. It's things like that where it's like, it's hard to get disappointed with the set list, because I understand she probably was tearing herself up inside making these decisions. Like, that's a beautiful song. It's an amazing song. I wish I could play it, but I don't have the time for it. And yeah, you could say, well, play All Too Well 5-minute instead of the 10-minute version. No, because the fans, at the end of the day, even though we've heard it so much, she played it at award shows and everything through COVID, and she's played it so much, and we've gotten so much of it in. It's won so many awards, but it's iconic. It's won so many awards. It is its own beast. It's her best song. You have to play it. And she understands that. I for the longest time did not want All Too Well 10-minute version. And then I understood why it had to be on the list, and I'm so happy it was on the set list. You couldn't do this tour without it. And it really made everything. You can't live with regrets. You can only live with the happiness of what you got, and that's the way I'm looking at it. And then I just quickly did want to give a shout out here. You obviously won't see this, but I do want to give a shout out for people here to fellow Swiftie Crystal here, who if you do want it, check out. She does have a video I seen on her Instagram of her making these stickers. She sat next to me at the tour, talked to her after Gracie Abrams flew in from Bangkok, Thailand, with her friend to see the concert. She gave me this nice little pack here of stickers at the end of the night. I love them. They're so cool. I'm just trying to figure out what I'm gonna do with them. I don't know if I want to put them on my laptop, if I want to get a new water bottle. There's so many of them. Let me just try and grab a few out here for you guys. A few, of my favorites. Now this is like picking my favorite Taylor Swift album, because I gotta pick what my favorite stickers are. Here I'll just pick a couple here. Guys, this is in no way my favorite of the favorites, but here's this nice little sticker of Taylor Reputation era, looking amazing. And then this is easily my favorite sticker, though. As we said, I'm a Red stan through and through. The not a lot going on at the moment, Taylor Swift, from the 22 music video. So yeah, I mean, they're amazing. They're great stickers. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them. I love them. But yeah, I mean, don't know what I'm gonna do with them. Not in a bad way, as in I just do not know what I should put them on, because I'm gonna put them on something. I think it's gonna be my computer. But yeah, if you guys want to check out her Instagram, it's on here. It's Crystal2014. If you want to check her out on TikTok, CrystalYang.s. She gave me this nice little thing here. Hello, fellow Swifty. From another Swifty, Crystal. A little picture there of her and a little picture of Taylor. Minneapolis U.S. Bank Stadium, June 23rd, 2023, Eras Tour. I'll read her nice little message here. Nice to meet ya. I hope these stickers bring you as much joy as it did me to when I was preparing them. Hope you enjoy the Eras Tour. Yeah, very, very awesome person to have next to me. She was wearing a nice Speak Now purple dress. Plenty of people dressing up at this tour. You guys didn't get to see my great pink Taylor Swift jersey. Phillies jersey. Didn't wear that last week for you guys. But yeah, I mean, great tour. Great people. It's the friends you make along the way. But yeah, I think we should probably be concluding the show here, huh?
Yeah.
I think that's how things work. Dale's like, yeah, will you shut the fuck up about Taylor Swift? Well, hey, I will. Until Speak Now Taylor's version has to be reviewed.
Well, that just means come November 11th and 12th of this year, it's Billy Joel.
No, we ain't talking about no fucking Billy Joel on here. No, we'll talk about that tour.
As I will be at that show November, I think 11th it is, which is a Friday. I am pumped. But no, I'm glad you had a phenomenal time. It looked like you had a blast on your Instagram and Snapchat.
Yes, it was a great time, guys. If you want to check out any of my pictures from the event, anything like that, on my Instagram, you can get a look at them. I suggest heading over there. You can get a much better look. You get pictures of her when she's playing the man. Things you guys didn't get to see, the Look What You Made Me Do performance. The fire after. Wait, one more thing we do have to talk about before we conclude the show here. Viking fans that hate Taylor Swift, shut the fuck up about the fire. The NFL banned fire, not Minnesota. Taylor Swift can set fire off in US Bank Stadium. It's not her fault that the Vikings can't set fire off when they score a touchdown on their ship anymore. She didn't tell the NFL to ban it because the Titans were dumbasses and burnt their field. So, just had to pick a bone there. Because it's bothering me how many people that hate Taylor Swift are like, why does she get fire in US Bank Stadium but the Vikings so? Because the fucking NFL banned it, dumbass. That ain't her fault. Alright. Rant over. I've been Jared.
I've been Dave.
We've been Junior and Junior. We will see you guys. Well, Saturday, we'll see you back here for Junior and Junior, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, right here. Dogs Maniac Entertainment. Love you guys. Peace.